We'll see you then, Carl. The sponsors of legislation inspired by a shocking Netflix documentary on fertility fraud are now working to rally support for their bill.
One of those lawmakers is Oklahoma's 5th District Congresswoman, Stephanie Bice. Our Washington Bureau Chief, Alex Cameron, is following the story.
Well, the 2022 film Our Father shows how a once respected Indianapolis fertility doctor, Donald Klein, impregnated dozens of women with his own sperm without their knowledge. Some of his victims met with Bice and her colleagues here today.
I am Jacoba Ballard. I'm from Indiana. Donald Klein is my biological father.
It is the story of Jacoba Ballard and all the half-siblings she discovered she had that threads its way through Our Father, the documentary Congresswoman Bice heard about back in May 2022.
So I turned it on one night, and an hour and a half later, I was fuming mad.
The mother of two says hearing that there is no federal law against fertility fraud, she decided then and there she had to do something.
I can't imagine finding out that the child that I, carried and raised was not the product of my spouse and I. The sort of, I think, emotional toll that takes on a family is pretty tremendous.
Ballard and a handful of other victims turned advocates were on the Hill talking up the bipartisan Protecting Families from Fertility Fraud Act this week. It was perhaps only fitting they finished their tour today with its primary sponsor.
I'm like eternally, I'm gonna cry, eternally grateful that Bice reached out. I have tried to get anyone to listen to me for years.
There is some concern in the industry that a federal law would discourage donors, and some who say this isn't happening anymore. Democratic co-sponsor Mikey Sherrill says that's simply not true.
We are seeing evidence that this has happened as recently as 2023. So we're still seeing evidence of this, and we need to make sure that women and families have the ability to seek justice.
Advocates have been successful in getting laws in place in 13 states, but Ballard says criminalizing fertility fraud at the federal level is the ultimate goal.
And I really do have trust in, our representatives and senators. They'll do the right thing.
In our Washington Bureau, I'm Oklahoma's own Alex Cameron.